Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Dawworks. Today's presentation is called Prislam. In this episode of Prislam, I will be using certain terminologies that may not be familiar to the never incarcerated populace of society. Therefore, I have employed the assistance of this guy to aid me in translating such terminologies. I do not speak from conjecture, but from experience. I have a 4-year degree in the School of Hard Knocks. I would have obtained my master's, but alhamdulillah, I rose up. Rose up would mean was released. Prislam is a term coined by Muslim prisoners themselves. Prislam is not just Muslims in prison practicing Islam, but Prislam is Muslims in prison practicing a concocted brand of Islam formed out of a vacuum of true Islamic understanding. Therefore, they seek to interpret Quran and Ahadith themselves without a true understanding of usul fiqh, which is the methodology of extracting Islamic laws. But in consideration of the total scheme of things, they are not totally at fault. I would even say that Prislam is orchestrated. I'm just saying.
Lights out. Lights out.
Several factors contribute to Prislam. Knowledge of usul fiqh will quickly let you know if you truly know. It certainly helped me to understand that I didn't understand. So now I understand. Understand? El-Hajj Malik Shabazz stated, "In the hectic pace of the world today, there is no time for meditation or deep thought. A prisoner has time that he can put to good use. I put prison second to college as the best place for a man to go if he needs to do some thinking. If he is motivated in prison, he can change his life." There is also an apparent monopoly on volunteerism. If you do not support certain mainstream ideas, you get locked out. Doesn't matter if your knowledge and experience benefits the incarcerated or not. As an open and apparent attack on the Islamic Aqidah, prison officials lump together Nation of Islam, Black Hebrew Israelites, Moorish Science Templites, 5%ers, and every other deviant together as Ummah. It's like shurba, soup. By this alone, you can see where Prislam gets its start. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Inna hadihi ummatukum ummatan wahda," which means, verily your Muslim family is one exclusive family. I did not experience much of this personally, except for a few infiltrators that were later found out. I did assist Sheikh Yusuf Estes once with a bunch of Neapolitan wannabes at a private prison. I simply explained to them that Islam is what it was from its inception, and that any innovative evolution from what was pure cannot be called Islam. وَالشَّرُّ أَمُورِ مُحْدَثَاتُهَا وَكُلُّ مُحْدَثَةٍ بِدْعَةٍ وَكُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ وَكُلِّ دَلَالَةٍ فِي نَارٍ. Muslim prisoners are not like other prisoners. A Muslim prisoner that is on deen commands respect from fellow inmates and also the administration. Although organized groups are against prison policy, often the captain or warden will call out leaders in order to quell potential violence. This would include the imam of the Muslim prison community. It has been said that Muslim prisoners are like a gang. No. They are merely an ummah within the ummah, and they will split your wig. As for the splitting of the wig, it pertains to a powerful blow to the cranial region by a fist or some foreign object, which would result in the splitting of the scalp, which is usually followed by profuse bleeding, if you harm one of our fellow brothers. Another rumor is that people convert to Islam in prison for protection. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the heart. Therefore, whoever takes shahada, their life and their honor become sacred. Rumor has it that every black man that goes to prison will become Muslim. Actually, on a 1,000-man unit, you may have no more than 10 to 20 Muslims. In reality, most individuals, regardless of race, often revisit that old-time religion that they were raised upon, namely Christianity. It is true that many will visit one or two Islamic services, maybe just to get out of their cage or to see a friend who happens to be housed on the opposite side of the prison. In any case, this does not constitute conversion. I'm just saying.
Chow time. All that chow time. Turn out.
You gon' eat that cornbread?
Now for some personal observances. After seeing a bunch of Bibles in the trash can, I asked the prison guard why they were thrown away. He stated that often when prisoners are released, they throw what they don't need into these 50-gallon trash cans. Often we find Bibles. This prompted me to ask, have you ever found the Quran? He replied, no. Although the recidivism or rate of return for Muslims is far less per capita than non-Muslims, I still would like to mention a couple of factors that contribute to Muslims falling off after rising up. Fall off means to return to prison after release. Often Muslims who are released from prison elect to revisit old friends and places before visiting the masjid. Often they find themselves making salat in county jail without having even made one prayer in a masjid. Often Muslims who are released from prison can't find time to make time until they're once again doing time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states, Al-Hakimu Takathur. The mutual piling up and rivalry of this world often diverts you from the most serious matters. There is doing time and there is letting time do you. Muslims who seek to marry their Jahili girlfriend often adopt her deen and fall back into a life of non-Islam. I'm just saying. This concludes my presentation called Prislam. I elected not to elaborate on the darker side of incarceration in consideration of innocent ears. This has been Saudi Man for Dawah Words. Assalamu alaikum. Abdur Rahim.
Saif. Abu Idris. Let's go right there.